Temperatures part 2 of our weather misery. We're now drying out after that massive rainstorm that left part of the island underwater. Our Andrew Enger in Island Park tonight.
Well, Ian, there are lots of wet roads here in Island Park. In fact, the mayor tells me about 85% of the village here was underwater at one point today. The reason, the heavy rains, the high tides that hit here this morning, plus winds that were pushing in water from the bays, all that were just making roads impassable, and some people even got stuck in their homes. So you're stuck in the house right now?
Yes, we are.
The water was so high around Jessica Rasulo's Island Park home that we had to speak to her on the phone from halfway down the block. She and her family couldn't get out. The power is off, plus she's got no heat. The flood waters from rain and an unusually high tide was so high that it filled the lower level of her home, possibly destroying Christmas presents for her grandkids.
Don't know, haven't been down there yet, don't know how much water was in there yet, don't know how much is saved. Very, very frustrated.
It was so bad, she says, that her neighbor got a serious electrical shock when she touched a lamp and had to be rescued by firefighters in a high water vehicle. She hopes she's okay.
We have not heard. She's still in the hospital. We have not heard.
Jessica was not the only one flooded out. The LIRR's Long Beach line was put out of service. The tracks underwater. Dozens of her neighbors' cars were flooded out too. They were easy to spot, scattered on roads across the village.
This is the worst I've seen it.
Tara Whaley luckily saved her car early this morning as the waters started to rise.
I fortunately was able to move it into the driveway out of the water, but I'm afraid to see what the next tide's going to bring.
And the high tide this evening combined with a new moon has lots of people worried around here that they could go through this all over again.
So tonight, the water is going to be worse than it is right now. This is just a little taste.
Now, high tide is expected here around 8 o'clock tonight. A lot of people will be keeping a very close eye on the water, but they're also going to be watching the roads here with all of this water and these freezing temperatures. The mayor tells me they're going to be sending out salters and sanders to hopefully stay on top of the ice. We're in Island Park. Andrew Enger, News 12, Long Island.